Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And today, a lot like the past, 5 or 6 days, right? With those low-hanging clouds and that inversion, that cloud inversion out there kept our temperatures down. It kept it awfully cool out there today, as you can see by looking out our Sky-Fi tower camera. I think that's Lake Chelan possibly in the background there, but a lot of clouds in our forecast today. That will continue into tonight, and then we have a major winter storm moving in on us, and that'll happen on Wednesday. In fact, the snow will start Wednesday night. It'll be in our evening hours here in the Wenatchee Valley, about a 50% chance of rain. Kind of a wintry mix to start with of rain and snow, and then all snow overnight. And by the time, there we go, we get into Thursday, we could have upwards of 6 inches of snow on the ground. That's Wednesday night through Friday morning. And then by Friday, we're going to change over to rain. But before we get to that, mountain passes. Let's talk about that because it is going to be very snowy up that way. Snoqualmie Pass could see 24 to 36 inches of snow. Stevens 24 to 40 inches, and even Blewett Pass 18 to 24 inches of snow out of this snowstorm that's moving in on us tomorrow. And we will talk much more about that coming up a little bit later on in your weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Wenatchee driver struck a young pedestrian in the crosswalk Monday night near Orchard Middle School. A Chelan resident who's in jail for allegedly assaulting a security guard is now accused of punching a corrections officer in the face. And a domestic violence suspect was arrested Monday afternoon in Moses Lake after a tense 2-hour standoff with police. But first, we begin tonight. 1 person was killed and 5 others were injured Monday night when a semi slid off icy Highway 28 near Quincy and hit another vehicle that had slid into the ditch. Killed was 64-year-old Lynn Hoffman of Tacoma, a passenger in a Dodge Caravan. 6 others in that van were also injured, including an 11-year-old girl who was taken to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. The other 5 who were injured included 4 other children and the driver of that van. They all were taken to Quincy Valley Medical Center. The accident happened at 6 p.m. near the intersection of White Trail Road, about 5 miles west of Quincy. The highway was reopened about 10 p.m. Well, a Wenatchee driver struck a young pedestrian in the crosswalk Monday night near Orchard Middle School. Police say a 40-year-old Wenatchee woman ran into the youth about 6:15 at the intersection of Miller and Orchard Streets while the juvenile was crossing at a lighted crosswalk with an activated signal. The boy was taken to Central Washington Hospital, but the extent of his injuries wasn't known today. The motorist will be cited for driving without a valid license and failing to yield to a pedestrian. A Chelan resident who's in jail for allegedly assaulting a security guard is now accused of punching a corrections officer in the face. 25-year-old Connor Trevino has been held in the Chelan County Regional Justice Center since November 29th when police say he attacked a guard at Link Transit's Columbia Station in downtown Wenatchee. On Friday, Trevino allegedly punched a female corrections officer when she came to move him into his cell. Wenatchee police said when they interviewed Trevino about the assault, he said, quote, "I just wanted to punch someone and she was right there," unquote. He's already charged with 1 count of 3rd-degree assault for the bus station incident. He now faces a new charge in the 2nd degree. In other news, a domestic violence suspect was arrested Monday afternoon in Moses Lake after a tense 2-hour standoff with police. The Moses Lake Regional Tactical Response Team deployed several flashbang devices into a home in the 4000 block of Paxson Drive before 36-year-old Isai Ramirez Alvarez finally surrendered at about 2 p.m., that according to the Grant County Sheriff's Office. He faces numerous charges, including domestic assault, burglary, and obstructing law enforcement. Coming up next, fire crews responded to a report of smoke at Earthwise Pet Store in Wenatchee this morning to find the inside of the building awash in water from a sprinkler system. Douglas County PUD manager wants federal negotiators to demand more out of the Columbia River Treaty. And NCWLIFE's Eric Granstrom was at Pybus Public Market Saturday morning for the Works Gym Ugly Sweater 5K Run. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating has been serving North Central Washington for 34 years. Arctic provides the finest heating and cooling air quality products for residential and commercial customers, along with prompt and professional customer service. Arctic also offers specialty services like custom sheet metal fabrication of ductwork, coil cleaning, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Arctic is available for emergency calls 24/7. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
Welcome back. In another news, fire crews responded to a report of smoke at Earthwise Pet Store in Wenatchee this morning to find the building, inside of the building awash in water from a sprinkler system. The pet supply and grooming business in Mission Village at 215 5th Street is undergoing a remodel before the new Earthwise Pet Store opens. Kay McKellar, spokeswoman for Chelan County Fire District 1, said one person inhaled smoke but didn't require medical aid. The cause of the fire, which was reported at 8:47 this morning, is still under investigation. Douglas County PUD managers want federal negotiators to demand more out of the Columbia River Treaty. The long-standing treaty with Canada governs flood control and electrical generation between the two countries. At a town hall Monday in Richland, Douglas PUD manager Gary Ivory joined leaders of other PUDs asking for a decrease in the $120 million worth of energy capacity that American utilities provide to Canada under that treaty. Ivory says that amounts to about $500 per Douglas County ratepayer and wants that reduced at least 90%. Canada and the U.S. will start renegotiating the treaty's framework in 2024. Well, NCWLIFE's Eric Granstrom was at Pybus Public Market Saturday morning for the Works Gym Ugly Sweater 5K run. If you didn't have the chance to attend, here's how it looked.
Thank you. This one's pretty good right now.
Morning.
You guys ready for this?
Oh, you bet.
We got, what do you think?
Got my dog Boomer, or my son. Hey son, say hi bud.
Hey Boomer. How are you, buddy?
Hey Cass.
What's up? How are you? Are you running?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Did you want to get a picture?
Yeah,
We're super
yeah,
cute.
that was awesome right there.
Are you running with
I'm Katie High. I'm the Assistant General Manager at Works Gym, and we are getting ready to do the 5K Ugly Sweater Fun Run. This is our 5th year actually doing it. The last 3 years, this is the 3rd year for the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. So what we do is we don't charge a registration fee. We just love that people come and have fun and bring a cash donation or a toy donation, and everything goes to the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. Say hi!
Be on TV.
How we doing, fellas?
Good.
Good.
Is this on TV?
Gonna be on TV?
Wow.
Merry Christmas!
Cash donations and toys went to benefit the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Come find your holiday gifts at Antique Mall at Cashmere this holiday season. With 15,000 square feet to explore, Antique Mall at Cashmere has something for everyone, from coin enthusiasts to avid collectors. For do-it-yourselfers, this is the place to find your next repurposing project. What a great way to make your holiday gifts for someone special, using your keen eye to make something old and new again. Discover your next holiday gift in the Antique Mall at Cashmere. Stop on by today.
Being able to support yourself and your family is an important part of who we are. We all need to know we're able to provide ourselves with a secure future. Some job seekers have a harder time finding work. That's why Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is here, a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to help people find work. When you shop at or donate to Goodwill, you're really being a job creator, and that's a good thing for everyone's future. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
When it comes to our community, you can count on Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram to be invested. From supporting community college scholarships through a concert series or participating in a local high school homecoming event, Town Chrysler has always put the community first. Buying local supports the jobs and programs you care about most. When it comes time to buy your next new or used car, SUV, or truck, remember, there's no reason to leave town.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Wenatchee Valley College faces a $1 million budget deficit in 2020. 21 employees have been laid off, with possibly more in the coming year. But Wenatchee Valley College isn't the only community college experiencing a budget shortfall. In tonight's feature story, College President Jim Richardson says there are at least 2 other institutions experiencing similar problems. He talked about it with NCWLIFE In Focus host Steve Hare.
Now, you also, besides the Wenatchee Valley College campus here in Wenatchee, you have the OMAC campus. How is it being impacted by the current budget crisis, and what are the long-term plans going forward for that campus?
Yeah, the biggest impact, obviously, are we had 3 layoffs up there of the 20, I think we have 21 layoffs now. Of the 3 of them are up there, and it's a small campus, so students will notice that their support isn't as strong, isn't as immediately available, if you will, to them as they will on the Wenatchee campus. Do we have any plans? No. You know, we have a district that's 10,000 square miles. Okanagan County has to be served, or at least our board, and I see it that we have to serve the people of Okanagan County. We can't do that without the OMAC campus. If we closed that campus, most of the students from there either wouldn't go to school at all, or probably would go somewhere else.
Okay. Is the situation that the Wenatchee Valley College finds itself in, is that isolated to just Wenatchee Valley College, or are there any others within the system of community and technical colleges that are also affected?
Yeah, there are quite a few others, actually. I've heard over the last few years, probably at least 12 of the 34 colleges have been affected with, as far as, you know, going to layoffs. Others are, I'm sure, are coming. That I've heard about. Right now, the ones that are most recent, Grays Harbor out in Aberdeen is going through, actually about to go through its second round. It worked on it last spring and is looking at it again now because of their enrollment. And Walla Walla Community College in Walla Walla, obviously, is also going through it right now. They have announced a financial emergency. They have done layoffs. They are looking at their next year's budget and what else they need to do too.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to those details, let's take a peek outside our weather window and see what things look like this afternoon. Didn't have to tell you, it was a cloudy one out there. We did see glimpses of blue sky at times today, but for the most part, once again, a cloudy day with that cloud inversion as we look back at the Wenatchee Valley and the beautiful valley around us. And today was just a cold one. Today's high temperatures once again stayed down there, mainly because of the cloud cover. Unofficially high today, 30 degrees. That's just a tick below where we should be for this time of year. 31 is our normal high temperature. 26 was our low, and that's just slightly above where we should be for this time of year. 23 is normal. Record high, 1998, a beautiful 52 degrees. And for the second night in a row, our record low was set back in 1964. Tonight at 12 degrees below zero. No new precipitation the past 24 hours. Sunrise 7:43 this morning, and the sun set this afternoon at 4:11. Let's take a look now quickly at how your hump day Wednesday is going to shape up around north central Washington. And guess what? It's almost going to be a carbon copy of today, except we do have that chance for some snow moving in, which we'll get to in a little bit. But temperature wise, almost exactly like today. 33 for Moses Lake, the freezing mark for Quincy and Ephrata, 31 in Wenatchee and Cashmere, and we'll stay in the lower 30s all the way up Highway 97. Omak and Okanagan County also at 32 degrees for a high temperature on Wednesday. Surface loop now. Tonight we will see cloudy skies, some patchy freezing fog will develop. You can see all of the cloudiness in the Pacific Northwest. A bit of a ridge of high pressure though beginning to build as well over the Pacific Northwest, and that's going to affect our weather, believe it or not, later in the week, but not before we get a lot of moisture, and that's going to start moving in tomorrow. A 50% chance for snow by evening. Look at the size of this low pressure system in the Gulf of Alaska. That's what's fueling all of the moisture moving into the Pacific Northwest, and by the time we get into Thursday, it is going to be a wet one. Cloudy and 80% chance of snow. 2 to 4 inches of snow is possible. We're talking overnight Wednesday into the day on Thursday. That rain or snow turns to a rain-snow mix as we get into the end of the week on Friday. Another 80% chance of that moisture moving in. And look at the heavy rain right here. It will be warmer too, so that means the snow that we get will probably go away by the time we get into Friday and Saturday, because we expect more rain as we move into the weekend on Saturday. And look at these temperatures. These are 50s, that yellowish green here, the darker green. We will be into the lower 40s here in north central Washington. So any snow that we do get should be gone by the time we get into the end of the weekend, because Sunday, just partly cloudy skies then and mild conditions with just a few clouds off to our east. Most of the storminess will move into the Rockies, back into Montana. So for Monday, mostly sunny and still mild with another storm system set to move in on us. Will it bring us more snow? We'll talk more about that during the NCWLIFE Evening News tomorrow. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast. 24 the overnight low tonight, so a little bit chilly. Cloudy, a 50% chance for mainly evening snow showers for Wednesday and 31. These 2 days, Thursday and Friday, are wettest days. It will start off as snow on Thursday, switch over to a rain-snow mix Thursday night into Friday, because look at the temperatures, 39. And then we'll see as we move into the weekend, a 60% chance of rain on Saturday, and 38, 39 Sunday, and 37 with mostly sunny skies, the high temperature on Monday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Some jobs are a calling. They call on something higher, something deeper, and a commitment to country that never dies. At Gisa Credit Union, we help you support local veterans. With every purchase you make with a Gisa Local Heroes Affinity debit card, we make a donation to select veterans organizations. After all, we can never repay them, but we can do our best to help a little with the Gisa Veterans Affinity debit card.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
It's a marvelous markdown at Sangster Buick GMC.
Hi, Corey Sangster, and we're ending the year with a bang. Take advantage of employee pricing on a great selection of new Buick and GMCs. 2019 GMC Sierra 1500 Crew SLT with savings over $11,000. Or this 2019 Buick Encore all-wheel drive up to $7,000 off. Or choose employee pricing. Before you buy, compare price, service, and selection.
December is a marvelous markdown at Sangster Buick GMC or sangstermotors.com.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a good Tuesday to you. Seahawks wide receiver Josh Gordon's been suspended by the NFL indefinitely for violating the league's substance abuse policies, both for performance-enhancing drugs as well as, well, just drugs in general. This is the 5th time Gordon has been suspended by the league, 6th overall. Coach Pete Carroll was visibly shaken by the news when he met with reporters Monday afternoon in a press conference.
You know, our heart goes out to Josh having to face this again, and the fact that you know, he's up against it and all his, it poses a great challenge to him. Unfortunately, he'll have the benefit of all of the league's resources to support him and to help him, and we'll wish him the very best in, you know, taking care of business, and that's very unfortunate, you know.
Did you see any signs that he had realized or that things were going on?
No, we saw Josh really at a really high level the whole time he was here. The work ethic he brought was one, but his getting along with people and being good to work with and to talk to and all that and to deal with on a regular basis, he was great. And so we were not aware, you know, that there was anything to be concerned about other than, you know, the history and which we knew about.
How does that work now? Can he be in the facility at all?
No, he won't be part of the program. He'll be on his own with the support of the league and his personal support and all the things that they do. But he will not be able to be part of the, you know, our workings here.
You alluded to it, but how tenuous a situation that he's in a new environment, already moved, and now he's on his own again, away from the team, and for him.
Yeah, I feel for him in that regard, you know, because he's in a really close-knit group here and fit in and did really well. You know, Josh has been through this before, unfortunately, and I know just from talking with him and the time he was with us that he does understand where the help comes from and the support that's out there, and he does utilize the resources that the league offer, and so we'll just wish him the best and hope he can do well.
While playing for the Seahawks, Gordon caught 7 balls for 139 yards. Big catch on Sunday's win against Carolina, but now he is no longer a part of any NFL team. Well, Seattle secured a playoff spot with his win over the Panthers Sunday. Got some help from Atlanta to move into the #1 spot in the NFC. Coach Carroll says the team gathered around a laptop on the team plane to find out what happened.
It was a total mash of bodies leaning in trying to see, and everybody's yelling at him not move, don't even flinch, because you got, you know, he's got this unique Wi-Fi that nobody else had. We don't know how that worked, and and then they scored, and then they took it away, which was, the place went nuts, and then they took it away, and it was pretty crazy. And about then the plane started to, like, they started revving up. It's about time to go, and so. Then they have the 4th down play, and they rule it, he didn't score, you know. And everybody, oh, you know, so, and then they showed the stop action shot of the ball, looked like it was across the goal line, and the plane starts moving and the Wi-Fi freezes. And all we had was that pick, we had that pick that was stayed on his laptop. And that was it. We didn't know what happened, you know. And so we actually got going, and I think it actually was Brad Idzik's app that he passed. He said, "Hey, they scored," and Steve Shimko grabs the phone and goes crazy. "Hey, they scored!" You know, they overruled it and all that. So it was a blast.
They said that is a memory they will share forever. Seattle has 2 games left in the regular season, both at home this Sunday against Arizona, then the following Sunday against San Francisco. Well, the Mose Lake School District is using an independent third-party investigative team to investigate accusations of racial slurs being used towards Davis players during a basketball game last Saturday night. According to several social media posts from parents and fans from the Yakima schools, students and team members from Davis were called the N-word. The team was then reportedly provided a police escort on their bus to get to their bus after the game to leave school property. In a release from the district, Superintendent Joshua Meek states, quote, "We are deeply troubled by these claims and reports, but are doing everything we can to get to the bottom of this quickly. I have received over 20 reports of what transpired at the athletic event. These will be given to our investigator. Moses Lake is a very diverse school system where over 53% of our students are non-white. A culture of hate is in no way acceptable, and if these reports are validated, corrective action will occur," end quote. Coming up, we'll have more as, of course, this investigation continues. Coming up on the prep schedule for today, girls bowling. Earlier, Eastmont could have a say in the battle for first place in the Big Nine as they were hosting Eisenhower at Eastmont Lanes. Wenatchee also an interested spectator down the lanes as they take on the Davis Pirates. Also, Moses Lake earlier today in a battle with Sela at Lake Bowl. Girls basketball tonight, Chelan playing at Cascade. Ephrata hosts a non-league game against College Place. Only 2 games on tap for the boys basketball schedule for tonight. Cascade hosting Chelan, and Etihad traveling to the Plateau to take on Waterville Mansfield coming up at 7:30. Also in the only wrestling match around the region tonight, Moses Lake is hosting Eastmont at 7 o'clock. Here's a quick look at what we have on tap for the NCWLIFE sports broadcast schedule this week. Begins tonight with girls basketball with Wenatchee and Davis from last January. That starts at 7 o'clock. Continues Thursday night with hockey night as the Wild host Langley at 7. Then on Friday, it's Sunnyside of Wenatchee boys basketball from last January 25th. That'll be at 7 p.m. Saturday afternoon's feature is a Sunnyside Wenatchee girls game from last January, and it's Eastmont to Wenatchee girls from the Town Toyota Center. That will be at 7 o'clock. Says boys there, but it's actually the girls' game. Again, we'll be airing live sports here on the NCWLIFE channel after the first of the year. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And recapping tonight's top story, 1 person was killed and 5 others were injured Monday night when a semi slid off icy Highway 28 near Quincy and then hit another vehicle that had slid into the ditch. Killed was 64-year-old Lynn Hoffman of Tacoma, a passenger in a Dodge Caravan. 6 others in that van were also injured, including an 11-year-old girl who was taken to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. The other 5 who were injured included 4 other children and the driver of the van. They were all taken to Quincy Valley Medical Center. The accident happened at 6 p.m. near the intersection of White Trail Road, about 5 miles west of Quincy. The highway was reopened about 10 p.m. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. We invite you to start your Wednesday with us here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live at 7 a.m. tomorrow. I'll have your latest news headlines, the latest in the ever-widening world of sports. Probably the big thing we'll be talking about tomorrow, the weather forecast. Yeah, as Grant mentioned, we're going to get a little bit of snow down here on the valley floor, and a lot of snow going to come down in the Cascades. Plus, everything you're used to, including Today in History and Opinion from Mike McNaughty, the obscure holiday, and some celebrity birthdays. Start your day off the local way, right here with Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
NCWLIFE channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and other stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.